Masahiro Sakurai is an incredible human being and the definition of a workaholic. Let there be no doubt. Sakurai may have created and cared for Kirby and brought Kid Icarus and Pit back from the dead. But since the creation of the series on the Nintendo 64, Super Smash Bros. Has been Sakurai-san's baby. This commitment knows no boundaries, as in a translated by Source Gaming Famitsu column, here the father of Smash Bros. Writes in detail that he brought up the proposal of a special, or in the West, ultimate, Smash Bros. Installment before the work on the final Smash 4 DLCs were concluded in late 2015.
The idea for the now December 2018 title was simple. Bring everyone who has appeared as a playable fighter in Smash Bros. 20-year-long history, from 1999 to late 2018, or as closely as possible to the series' 20th anniversary. While this sets up for an excellent celebration of the franchise, we have to wonder, is this Sakurai's final say in the long-running series? Let's find out inside Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Behind every ambitious project, there must be motivation, or a sense of purpose, and in his Famitsu column, Sakurai writes that his driving force was the following. Being able to include every fighter is a real luxury, and knowing that opportunity doesn't knock twice, I seized the moment and twisted some arms to make this dream a reality. Thankfully, the folks at Nintendo agreed to help, despite the risks involved. A few words that make everything clear. To make the impossible possible, the possible look easy, and execute the easy elegantly.
That is Sakurai for you. He will spend months negotiating with the likes of Capcom, Square Enix, and Konami in order to create the ultimate Smash roster where every past Smash character is present. Satisfying everyone who has played a Smash title in the past must have been the driving force in the development. That, and also updating and expanding the line of fighters with new inclusions such as the Inklings and Ridley, and finally recognizing clone characters as echoes of their original counterparts. What many fail to realize though is that unlike other fighting games like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat or Killer Instinct, Smash is a completely different beast. For one, it brings way more characters, stages, franchises, moves, and skins alternative costumes.
Secondly, it celebrates them fully by referencing installments from both past and present. An excellent example here is how Sakurai has treated the Legend of Zelda franchise this time around. But that is a matter we will get deep into another day. For now, let's just say that multiple Nintendo franchises have to be honored in the way they deserve. All of the mentioned insanity would have been impossible if Sakurai and the development team at Sora Limited decided to create what Source Gaming translates to as a completely new game system. Instead, Sakurai decided to keep the assets from previous Smashes, mostly Smash 4, while at the same time altering where tweaks were required. Everything seems to be leading to a game that truly brings all things together, and is a statement of what Smash can be at its very best. Or a title that will make it possible for Sakurai to move on from Smash to other projects on the very top.
So what needed fixing after Super Smash Bros. 4? Actually, a whole lot. For one, the game was pretty much a compromise between the Wii U and the 3DS. Bringing the game to the 3DS meant the characters, such as the Ice Climbers and Pokemon Trainer, were cut out. The same goes with several of the gameplay mechanics, such as limited Final Smashes. This goes on, but the point is that Sakurai was forced to hold back content and features because of the 3DS. The only exception from this rule were the stages. In this one instant, the Wii U and 3DS version differed radically as both games had system-exclusive stages. One of the stages that couldn't be ported over to the 3DS was several Fire Emblem stages and Miiverse stage.
There's no secret that the 3DS held the Wii U version back, and there's no doubt that Sakurai-san was not pleased with this solution. Sales-wise, it was a genius strategy, as Super Smash Bros. 4 combined sold more than any Smash Bros. Title before, beating even Brawl, which was on the 100 million systems sold Wii. Smash 4 combined was a great experience. The only problem was that in order to play it handheld, you had to settle with 240p, and when playing on the Wii U, the closest you could get to this experience was bringing the 480p gamepad to your bed. Luckily, with Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Sakurai has been able to bring both the 3DS and Wii U exclusive stages back in HD to the Nintendo Switch and make the game playable in undocked mode in 720p 60 frames per second. This must have been a big achievement to pull off, seeing that the 3DS stages were in 240p.
So we got all the characters that have ever appeared in Super Smash Bros. And most of the Wii U and 3DS exclusive stages. So what remains for Sakurai to create the ultimate Smash experience that will allow him to move on to other projects? Well, one is to fix the horrible menus from Super Smash Bros. 4, and the second is to end the flame war between the Smash 4 and Melee competitive scenes. A rift that has worried Sakurai for a while, as he has always wanted his newest installment to be better than the previous outings when it comes to gameplay. Since the launch of Brawl in 2008, a significant portion of Melee competitive players have refused to move on from the GameCube classic. The reasons for this have been many, and subject to countless memes. This is pretty much how Melee Hell got its reputation from.
Brawl created a division between Smash players, as things such as tripping, slower gameplay and many more complaints. This was the flaw with Brawl. It was so much better than Melee on all imaginable levels, but face-planted hard when it came to the game's gameplay and overall speed. The backlash was unreal and must have hit the development team hard, as for Super Smash Bros. For Wii U, Sakurai and the rest of the team at Sora Limited decided to speed up the game by decisively getting rid of tripping and making the combat more frantic. In order to show their commitment, they even set up the first Nintendo-hosted Super Smash Bros. Competitive event, the Super Smash Bros. Invitational, at E3 2014.
At this event, pro player Hungrybox insulted Nintendo of America president Reggie Fils-Aimé, and it became pretty clear that despite continued GameCube controller support, the Melee competitive scene wasn't satisfied with the changes done to Super Smash Bros. On the 3DS and Wii U. Melee players became unsatisfied with Smash 4 in the first couple months after realizing that it isn't like Melee. There wasn't L canceling, wave dashing, and many Melee players didn't even like the new GameCube controllers that were released because of the difference in the L and R buttons. All in all, it was because the game just wasn't as fast as Melee and not as much tech skill.
So to this day, we have pretty much had a divided Smash community. Those who refuse to move on from Melee's high-paced, speedy, and hectic gameplay, and the majority who have embraced the superior in every other regard Super Smash Bros. 4. Well, maybe with the exception of single player. That sucked on Smash 4, compared to Melee. Brawl and its Subspace Emissary campaign is not even comparable in this regard. But back to the speed of the gameplay. Since Sakurai is aiming to create a Smash that satisfies everyone, including the stubborn Melee competitive scene, and it shows in his editorial in Famitsu where he states that, "I increased the overall speed of the game, but only by an amount that wouldn't be alienating to people unfamiliar with Smash. After all, we haven't seen a huge influx of brand new gamers like we did when the Wii was released, and the on-screen movement is much easier to follow on the Switch than it is on the Nintendo 3DS. In Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Sakurai-san has increased the speed of the game when it comes to knockback. He also brought back directional air dodging, which hasn't been in Smash since Melee, and because of this return, wave landing has returned as well. Wave dashing has also made a comeback, but has tons of end lag. Dash dancing has also made its complete return from Melee as well. And Sakurai-san agrees, as he states in Famitsu that knockback speed has been increased. Even when launched a short distance, a character will fly off very quickly, then suddenly slow down. Reducing the time while incapacitated has helped improve the flow of gameplay. I wanted to include the change in previous entries, but I gave up because it was too easy to lose track of your position, especially on the 3DS. I've also increased fighters' initial jump speed, reduced aerial landing lag, and made a slew of other changes that will accelerate gameplay without making the game itself too hardcore. I've also increased the amount of damage dealt in one-on-one matches, because there are fewer opportunities to strike your opponent in comparison with free-for-alls. I think this should help improve the pace of two-player matches.
Let us hope all these changes will be enough to satisfy the demanding Melee competitive scene so that Sakurai can move on to other projects after his dream Smash game. The sign of making his magnum opus are clear. You can see them from his commitment to include every playable character that has appeared in past Smash games, most of the stages, and as he put it himself, all of the stages features both Omega and Battlefield versions. Their respective size and shape are exactly the same for each stage, so players are free to duke it out to their favorite tunes and environments they love. The amount of stages, music and items included is greater than ever before, but I suppose that goes without saying. All the stages and items have been remade from scratch and vastly improved.
Now, Sakurai, you are truly doing all of this to secure your legacy once and for all, but we still have 2 requests. Namely, a more stable Smash Online experience now that access to the service is tied to paid Nintendo Switch Online. Also, please bring back a proper single-player campaign. We know that only the Super Smash Bros. 64 roster will be available when you download the game. But please, let us unlock all these different characters in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate through a genuine single-player campaign that is between the Adventure Mode in Melee and the Subspace Emissary found in Brawl.
So what is next for Sakurai? A new Kid Icarus? Maybe, but we do believe that this is the creator's final smash, as this game is a true celebration and in many ways, final effort to secure his legacy. Personally, we would love to see Masahiro Sakurai take a well-deserved break and then come back stronger with a brand new IP a few years from now. Summing up, Sakurai is no doubt delivering the ultimate Super Smash Bros. Experience, and we will cover the game all the way to the launch and beyond. So make sure to like, and if you are new, subscribe and press the notification bell to not miss any future episodes of Inside Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Finally, we want to thank all our patreon.com/Common Realm patrons, including royal producer Kenyatta Ali for their smashing support of the realm. A big thanks goes also to Blockhead Gaming and RSGabe for collabing and helping us out with fixing audio samples and allowing us to record at their awesome Blockhead studio.